Hello everyone, it's Melissa Faust from stampwithmelissa.com and welcome to my Tuesday night live video. It is Tuesday, February 10th, 2026. It's 5 p.m. Central Time. That's my local time. We are here live at 5, like we are every Tuesday. So thanks for joining me today. If you are watching live or watching on the replay, please leave a comment, say hello, let me know that you are watching. And I'm really excited today. I'm in a great mood. You might be able to guess why. But it's because we launched our Spring Creative Escape retreat registration this morning. Technically, it was live last night, but you had to be a little sneaky to find it. But anyway, it was live on my website last night, and we told those who participated in the Christmas Creative Escape that it was open a little bit early if they wanted to check it out. So, but anyway, it's going to be a super awesome weekend, April 17th and 18th. This is bigger than we have ever done it before. Bigger, better. There's a lot of really, really awesome aspects to it, and I hope you'll join me. But anyway, I don't want to take up too much time talking about that, but yeah, 2026 is just going to be a good year. And we've got that coming up, Spring Creative Escape. We've got the crafting cruise coming up this year. It's so fun to finally be able to say it's this year. Anyway, hi everyone. Hello, Marva, Vicky, Sharon, Teresa, Smiley J. I'm going to call you Smiley because that's just fun. I'm like, I recognize it and I can't place it. But anyway, yeah, welcome in. Okay, so today we're going to play with the Boardwalk Fun bundle. Hi, Alicia. I am so excited that you're already registered. I know, it was fun to see the registrations come through all day. Actually, I don't really check my email during the workday, so it was fun when I opened my email about an hour ago. Got to see lots of fun people who are joining us. So we do have guest presenters this time too. So Jackie Bolheis, Susan Cantfield, Julie Salva, Jama Malamy, and our very own Alicia Markfurt, who is on this live right now. Alicia was my first team member ever, and she has been crushing it. She has been turning her hobby into a bit of a jobby, and so we're really excited to have her join us as a guest presenter. But anyway, it's going to be awesome. So hi, Mary Jo. Hi, Lori. Hi, Nancy. Hi, Anne. Welcome in, everybody. Okay, we are going to go ahead and get started here now. Last week, remember, I raised my webcam, which is magic because it's not right here anymore. And I was like, you know what? I wonder, we're just going to try new things every week. When I craft regularly, like when I just sit in my craft room and create, I always use my glass mat. And usually I don't have it in my live videos because it creates a glare. And I think that the webcam is up high enough that I can leave it. So look at that, no glare. So you might be like, what the heck is this thing? Well, this is Melissa's secret to stamping success. Because I use it. The only time I do not use a glass mat now, since we came out with them, the only time I don't use it is when I'm live, and that's changing. So anyway, all right, let's go ahead. In the mini catalog on pages, well, I'll just say it starts on page 46. We've got the Beach Boardwalk Bundle Suite. Words are hard. We've got the suite. So you can see there's a fun stamp set. Okay, that's got our roller coaster. And then you've got the fun die set that's got other bits and bobs too, right? I know, aren't they awesome? Ooh, 53 degrees. We're going to hit, I heard that we might hit 50s this weekend, and I never verified that. My app doesn't quite say 50, but 48, which means we could hit 50 here. Really excited because this is a little aside, but my doggy niece is coming to stay with me for a while, and we're going to get to go on so many walks because it's warm and the ice is melted. So I don't have to worry about like, you know, the icy sidewalks for her and all that. So that's, yeah, Kim, you said, oh wow, that's a big swing in like 24 hours. Yeah. We had very, very, very cold temperatures here in Minnesota, but that was like a couple of weeks ago now. So anyway, okay. So this bundle here, you can see that the dies, while we do have, no, we don't. This is a different kind of die set because actually none of these images cut out the stamped images, okay? You can see there's palm trees in both, but these palm trees are different. They do not actually cut out your stamped palm trees. So it's kind of fun. You can do a little bit of mix and matching here. And the Ferris wheel is really fun. This roller coaster is awesome. And don't let this fool you. It's big. It's like a large stamp. We're going to use it tonight. We're going to use actually every single stamp tonight except there's 4 sentiments, and so we're going to use 3 because we have 3 cards. But the 4th sentiment, believe it or not, who am I? We're not going to use happy birthday on any of the cards, which is insane because that's always my go-to. But I thought this is a perfect one to use on the inside on, I think, every card. All of the cards we're making, we can put happy birthday on the inside. Sadie will definitely love all the walks. And you know what? Now we have to, like, before we go, as soon as she sees the leash come out, she like freaks out, right? And I got her a new one for Christmas. Sorry, I hope you don't mind my story time, but I got her a new leash for Christmas. And so last week when she was here, she hadn't used it yet. It had been too cold or icy or slushy or whatever, and we just hadn't had a chance to go on any walks. And I pulled it out. She didn't know what it was. So it was really nice because I like got to put my boots on in peace and put my coat on without her barking at me. But now she knows what it is. And yeah, but anyway, we call them W's until we're ready for her to know what we're doing. So here's the die set. You can see it's really awesome. I think we use all of them except like the little stars. Okay, so I didn't use the stars, but you could easily swap those into your cards. But we're going to use this guy if you're like, what the heck is that? Those are the little roller coaster cars. Super fun. So, all right, so let's go ahead. We're going to take a peek at the cards for this week. Where did I put them? Here they are. It's like, where did they go? I don't know. Okay, we've got this fun one. This is like, I know it says Hey Sunshine, but when I thought of colors I wanted to use, I really wanted to use Coastal Cabana, and I thought this pattern from the DSP was so cute with it. So Coastal Cabana, Pool Party, and Secret Sea. And you could swap it out. You could do Daffodil, Lemon Lolly, and I don't know, Crushed Curry, something like that. Here's the second card. There's the awesome roller coaster. You can see we're not going to actually show it in its entirety on a card, but you guys, it's a big stamp. It's so awesome. So we've got this beautiful card here, and then we've got this card here that I actually cased from Erica Serwin, and then I made this card last month for my team's card swap. We do a card swap every month, and anybody who wants to participate can, and last month we featured anything new, anything that came out in the January releases. So this was my card that I made for them. So, and I thought it was too cute, so we're going to make it tonight too. Okay, so if you would like the card kits to make these cards at home, I'm happy to send them to you as a thank you for placing an order with me. So if you place an order $50 or more before tax and shipping, after applying Stampin' Rewards, and this month only, I also will add after applying your bonus days coupons, which, by the way, if you still have bonus days coupons like I do, don't forget to spend them, okay? You have till the end of the month. Anyway, but if you get your order in by the end of the day this Friday, February 13th, 11:59 p.m. Central Time, whatever, before the clock turns, I will send you these card kits as a thank you from me, and you're going to get like the little make and take kits for them. So you'll do all of your own stamping, you'll do all of your own die cutting that uses this bundle, little things like stylish shapes. Actually, that might be the only thing here. And I used it on 2 cards. Look at that. I use the same die on 2 cards. So these 2 like labels will be done for you. The embossing is done for you, but anything that uses the bundle, you'll have to do yourself, or, you know, you can swap out for other things too. Other things you already have. Use your stash. That's important. Okay. Oh, I love it. I love it. Okay, so let's go ahead. We're going to start with this card. And we have got a Coastal Cabana card base. Oh my gosh, I forgot about all the little cars. I forgot to mention too, you also do receive a detailed PDF tutorial. If you're a demo or you're not in the US or whatnot, or if that's just what you prefer, I do also offer PDFs for sale in my online, in my PDF store on my website. So stampwithmelissa.com. shop, and then shop PDF tutorials. This one's already up there, so if you want to check those out, you are welcome to as well. Okay, so for this, we've got a Coastal Cabana card base. We've got a Coastal Cabana layer that we're going to stamp all over, okay? We've got a piece, this is going to be tricky to keep track of all those. We've got a piece of the Beach Boardwalk DSP. I love this side too if you want to cut out some tickets. And not all of them, but some of them can be cut out with the die. Isn't that fun? So the 2 that you can fully see here can be cut out with a die, but you can tell these ones have a little bit of a different end or tail or whatever you want to call it. Ticket stub is a little different. Okay, then you're going to get some whoa, did you see that one? Who's ready to party? You're going to get some Secret Sea cardstock, and here's what we're doing. We're cutting out the Ferris wheel, which I already did, and then you're going to cut out all these little cars. Now, if you don't want to cut out the cars, that's fine. Is that what they're called? buckets, I guess. Buckets of the Ferris wheel. I don't know. It wasn't on your list. Oh, I loved it. I was like, yes. And I mean, I live in Minnesota. We don't have like boardwalks around here. But I have been to Coney Island once, so I can just picture it in my head. Anyway, I just loved it. But okay, so when you cut out your Ferris wheel, you can see here how those cars kind of look. So if you decide you don't want to add any of those little buckets, cars, whatever we want to call them here, you do not have to. But if you would like to, there is a die in your set right here. It cuts out 6. So you just run this through twice to get all 12 of the bucket cars for your Ferris wheel. I die cut them out in the same color. I have seen others who will cut them out in different colors, and it looks really cool. But for this one, I wanted to just use the same color, so I did all of mine in Secrecy, and I did not use an adhesive sheet, so we'll get to that. And then you'll also have a pool party banner that is die cut for you from Stylish Shapes Dies, okay? All right, let's go ahead and we are going to start stamping. You know what? Let's start with our little banner because it's the easiest part. And I've got my Hey Sunshine stamp set. I'm sorry, stamp set. Stamp. Sentiment stamp. We do have Valley Fair. Isn't it funny, Lori? I do not enjoy going to Valley Fair. We went in 8th grade. I think that's the only time I went. We went on an 8th grade field trip, and I held all of my friends' bags. I am so pathetic. I went on one roller coaster, and I do not remember what it was called, but it was like, I think it might have been the first roller coaster ever at Valley Fair, and it was all wooden. Never again in my life. And I think it's because I don't really like big drops or upside down loop-de-loops, and you could take me to Disney World anytime. I love Disney World, but not Valley Fair. Isn't that funny? Okay, so sentiment. I stamped that in Secrecy on my banner here. Okay. I think we actually might be done with Secrecy, so I'm just going to put it away. And then we're going to do a little background stamping on our Coastal Cabana layer. Okay, so what I'm going to start with is grab my Coastal Cabana ink pad, and we're going to just stamp the palm trees. So I'll actually start with the biggest one here. There's 3 sizes in the stamps. There's 2 dies for the palm trees. And we don't really need to cover the middle because, I mean, you can stamp a little bit in the middle, but don't spend too much time in the middle here because it's going to get covered with our DSP. Okay, and I do not care if they go every which way or the same way. It's totally up to you. So this is the medium size one here. I know, okay, Alicia's with me. She's not a fan of roller coasters. So I do like roller coasters. If you've been to Disney, I love Slinky Dog Dash. That's at Disney World. And I love Big Thunder Mountain, which is at both of them. Big fan, could ride those all day, but there's no giant drops in those. So that's why. All right, so I am just adding this small little palm tree wherever I see like kind of an open area where it can fit. I can just hear like the carnival music, you know? Super fun. We do have like the county fair and stuff like that, which is where they bring in the rides. I don't know. Do you guys trust those? I'm like, to an extent I do. When I was younger, for sure. Absolutely. Like, yes, yeah. When I was younger, I would ride those. Like Tilt-A-Whirl, Zero Gravity, those were my jam. But now I'm like, really? Like, they move it and then they set it up and then you're supposed to feel safe? Okay, so then what we're going to do is we're going to add this little star stamp here. And I actually wanted to heat emboss. So you can see on this one, it's shiny, right? This is actually with clear embossing folder. So we're going to go ahead and do that. Now, my cardstock might still be a little bit wet where I stamped the palm trees. And I say that just because, well, I'm live, so we don't have like all day, right? To sit and wait for it all to dry. And it's not like it's like soaking wet or anything like that. But I am going to go ahead and stamp these. And even though I put my embossing buddy all over that, we might get some embossing powder where we don't want it, and I'm okay with that. Doesn't bug me too much. So I'm just going to stamp this around. I'm going to just put my fingers in the middle here because Versamark is a sticky ink, right? And these being photopolymer means that when you pick up, it's probably going to like lift your cardstock a little. So I just keep my hands in the middle, my fingers in the middle to hold it in place. Not like it really needs to be 2 in place. And then it's probably hard to see on the camera, but I can kind of see where I've stamped those, and I don't need to go too wild with it. Okay, and then I've got my clear embossing powder here. Now this is going to look like white, so don't get nervous. But, oh, that would be, yeah, maybe that would make sense. Oh, but I've never been to Dollywood. Okay, I'm going to turn my heat tool on. It's behind me. I like to let it warm up a little bit before I use it, just to help. When it's a little bit warmer, it helps with warping of the cardstock, or rather that the cardstock doesn't warp. You should be able to still hear me. Fingers crossed, nothing's changed there, but in the past, you've been able to still hear me. If you buy Stampin' Up's embossing powder, the clear, white, and black all come as a pack. Okay, so it's called the Basics pack, and then there's also a metallics pack, so that's got your gold, your bronze, and your silver. But your white and your clear are going to look identical. So just make sure you read the label if you put yours into Tupperware like I do. Read the label first. Okay, so you can see that getting shiny, right? Isn't that cool? So I'll just travel around the cardstock here. And I can tell one of my palm trees has some embossing powder on it, but again, whatever. I'm fine with it. So we will just go around. And I often get asked why I heat emboss from the bottom. And really, the answer to that is that this is just how I learned to heat emboss. You can do it either way, works just fine. But this also works great for when I do my videos, because you can see what I'm doing. All right, just a couple more here. Isn't it? It's just so mesmerizing. I just always love that. I love watching it melt. It's just so fun. So you can see, like right here, I got some on the tree, and that's okay. But look how shiny. It's so cute. It's so cute. Okay, I know I love using clear embossing powder too, and I always forget. So you can let this sit for a second. I might let it sit for a second, just because if you like immediately turn it over and add adhesive, you might smudge it a little. I've actually never had that problem where it's actually smudged, but we're live, so it would probably happen, right? So what I'll do in the meantime is add all of these buckets to my Ferris wheel. So I found, for me, because I didn't use adhesive sheets, I just put a little dot of liquid glue on like the bottom part, the actual bucket part here of all 12 of these. Okay, so you can see where those glue dots are. And then I use my putty end of my take your pick tool, and I just pick these up, and they kind of have that outline already. So just pick them up and stick them on. And if they're not perfect, that's okay, because remember, these things like sway when they're in the air, right? And I don't know about you, probably as a crafter, I can tell what the bottom of my die cut is. You know, like if it's the back side. And so I choose to flip it over. And that might be, here, I gotta move these closer so I can see them better. That might be like, you know, pointless, but I just prefer. Okay, and then this one. I can just tell, you know, you can just tell, because we are crafters. We do a lot of crafting, and so our clear plates, they get scratches. That's just what happens, right? And that just goes onto the bottom of your cardstock. So I don't know. You can tell me if you feel the same way, or if you're like, no, I don't care. With these, they're so small, it probably really doesn't matter. Oops. Scooched that one a little too far. There we go. Okay. And if you want to use adhesive sheets as well, you could do that. But these, the little dot of glue, I find works pretty well. Okay, so that is done. I'll just leave it on my silicone mat for now. Let's go ahead and adhere this, because it's probably ready. And it is a little bit warpy. That's just from the heat, right? From the heat tool. And so I'll add extra adhesive, so when it gets adhered to the card front, it stays put. Okay, so we'll just go ahead and adhere this down. And I just flip it over. I don't know. You guys know, we all have our odd things that we do, right? All right, we'll burnish that, and then let's grab our DSP. Isn't this such a fun pattern? I love it. It's like those fairy lights or something. So cool. I know, Anne's with me, and so is Alicia. Yeah. Hi, Joan. Congratulations on your team. On your team winning. And then Lori said that it looks like it's big enough for a scrapbook page, which I'm guessing you're talking about the roller coaster. And yes, absolutely. I think that maybe it was designed like that. Okay, I'm going to adhere this on slightly crooked and a little bit more to the left. Okay, and then we'll add our Ferris wheel. Yeah, now I'm not a scrapbooker. I'm using a mix here of mini dimensionals and full-size dimensionals. And I might just risk it with just those 3. Now, normally I would add more, but it's just such a small spot, so let's just try it. I'm not like a scrapbooker. Like, I am not the person you're going to go to teach you about scrapbooking. But I'm very intrigued by it lately, and so I have made the decision to scrapbook my niece and nephew's life, and they know about it, so it's a gift, but they're aware of the gift. First of all, so this is the Secret Sea bordered open weave ribbon. Ooh, so good. Get yourself some of this if you don't have it already. Secret Sea is like the best color. So anyway, I'm going to scrapbook their lives and make it like a high school graduation present. And so I spent a lot of time. Do you guys remember I said last weekend that I laid on the couch until like 2:30? That's what I was doing. I was kind of sitting on my computer and picking out pictures and sizes and all that stuff. So those pictures, they actually came really fast. I had them printed elsewhere, and they came like during the week last week. So I spent the weekend cutting them all apart because I just put them all on like an 8x10 and then cut them down because that was easier than ordering like a 2x2 picture, you know? Okay, anyway, I'm awfully chatty tonight, but it's all right. We can be crafty and chatty, right? Okay, so I tied my bow here with the Secret Sea. This one, just because of the way this ribbon is, I didn't do a faux bow. I chose to do a real bow. And it's very easy to tie bows with this ribbon, but you could try a faux bow if you'd like. And I'm just sticking that down right about there. And then we're going to take our sentiment. And because we have a knot in the ribbon, I do like to be conscious of that. So on the right-hand side, we're going to double stack our dimensionals. And on the left, we're going to just put 1, because on the left side, it's going to rest on our Ferris wheel, which is already up on dimensionals, right? Not like super securely up on dimensionals, but it is up on dimensionals. All right, and then we'll go ahead and stick that down, and I just covered that knot there, which is why if you want to do a faux bow, you could do that. And then we're going to use the rainbow dots, which I love, love, love. My last 2 pool party ones down here. We're going to pull those out for this card here. And I'm going to put one, I have a little, I don't know what happened here, but something funky with my embossing powder. So I'm going to set just right in that one spot. So I'm going to kind of cover it with my embellishments. That's a little too far. Scooch, right there. Stay there. All right, and that is card number 1. What do you think of this one? See that? I don't know. Maybe it doesn't pick up on camera, which is good, but it got a little like funky, like it's like a clump or something. Anyway, I'll look at it later. There is card number 1. I will absolutely show them, Anne. I just probably won't teach it. I am not confident in my scrapbooking abilities as of yet. All right. I know it is like making a 12x12 card. Yes, that's awesome. Okay, I'm just catching up here. Hershey Park sounds like a blast to go to. I have never been to Hershey Park either, but someday I will go there. Okay, let's go to card number 2. By the way, we have heat embossing on all of our cards today, so get ready because I didn't do any of that ahead of time. This one is so cute, and it's actually quite simple to do. So if you're new to heat embossing, that's probably going to be the toughest part for you on this card. If you are a pro at heat embossing, this is like a simple but stepped up simple card, right? So it's not going to take you a lot of time, but it is stunning and your recipient will love it for sure. I have embossing powder here, so let me just And then I wipe it on my chair, where I have, I think it was last year, not 2025, but maybe 2024. For Christmas, I got my team blankets, and so I have my team blanket here, and I will wipe things on it too because it's black, so it's great for that. As well as keeping me warm. So anyway, all right, we've got a Secret C card base. We've got a Secret C layer here, and I will emboss this for you with the Soft Waves embossing folder. Now, this is the way that it is intended to be used, right? That's the embossed side. I love the debossed side. It's just got those like starker lines. So that's what I'm going to adhere down. We've got a basic white mat here. You'll have a piece of the DSP that I carefully... What, Patty? You hate heat embossing? What? How did I not know that? That is what... I have never heard anybody not enjoy it. What? Okay, anyway. My mom says she's not good at it, but that's just because she needs more practice. She did get nervous. She tried to heat emboss something, and I told her, this was my mistake, I said, don't overheat emboss it because you could burn it and it's not going to look good. And so she stopped it and she was like, why is none of the powder sticking? And I was like, because you didn't like, it didn't set, it didn't melt. So anyway, there's definitely like learning to do with it, but we're doing it tonight. So, all right. So you're going to have a piece of the DSP, and I have carefully crafted this, cut this out from the full pattern here. And I will do the same when I cut yours for your kit, to make sure you get a good little view here of the palm trees with some extra sky at the top. This is the other side. So it's like that pattern we just did, but it's in more of those warmer tones. So cute. All right. So that we're going to heat emboss directly on the DSP. You're going to have a scrap piece of Secret C to die cut out your cute little label. And we're going to heat emboss our sentiment on here. And then you're going to have some pretty in pink to die cut out your little railroad. I almost said railroad, and then I was like, no, it's a coaster. So then I said rail coaster. Your roller coaster cars. Okay, let's start with our heat embossing. Oh no, that's too bad, Corinne. That is like an acceptable excuse. Patty's, I don't know. Patty's on my team, so we'll work on that. Okay, so let's go ahead. Where did I put my stuff? Here's my Versamark. Here's my embossing buddy. So the embossing buddy is basically just, I don't know, it's like a bean bag or something. That helps remove the static, okay? Because just like what happened on that palm tree card that we just did, or rather on the card we just did on the palm trees, sometimes your powder is going to want to stick on anything other than the Versamark. It doesn't always just want to stay on your sticky that you put down. It wants to go wherever it wants to go. The reason it wanted to go on this card is because the ink was there and the ink was still a little bit wet, you know? So, okay, so let's go ahead. We are going to stamp our sentiment that says enjoy the ride. And I'm going to keep it a little bit more to the left because that right hand side is going to hang off. Sorry if my head gets in the way. I just want to make sure I'm centered. The right side is going to hang off the card a smidge. And so we're going to we're going to cut that off. Take care of that. Yeah, that's okay. Then we've got our fun little roller coaster here. And I'm mainly going to use the left hand side of this stamp because that's where the cars are, but you can go ahead and just take it. I mean, look how big that is. That is huge. I will tell you, it is not quite, it's like 5 and what was that, 5 3/4, 5.5 inches. I mean, that's awesome. Okay, sorry, my head's going over this again, but stamping that right onto my DSP, and you can see I've got that larger hill because that's where the cars are, and then we've got like the medium hill there. Okay, all right, peel that off. You can hear it stick. Okay, then turn that heat tool back on. Grab, see, I have a Post-it. If my Post-it ever came off, I would be in trouble. I wouldn't know for sure which one was clear and which one was white. Okay, and then I've got my spoon. This is my all-purpose spoon. I use it for heat embossing. I use it for re-inking my ink pads. I do not use it for eating, so that's good. So by all-purpose, I mean in my craft room. All right, and then if you get any embossing powder anywhere, just make sure you remove that first. You could also use like a dry paintbrush. Okay, there's one. And I do like to just tap on the side of it. I don't know why I do it on here, it's just habit. There's no real reason for that other than habit. But I just like to tap on the side of my paper just to make sure that any of that loose powder comes off. And again, it doesn't always happen, but all right. So we'll start with our sentiment. And just watch it melt. I love it. Okay, and then we've got our DSP. Isn't that so fun? Patty, how can you not love this? And it's a little bit harder with the DSP to tell, so if you want to switch, I think I got it all. So fun, look at that. That's so cool, I love it. Okay, so let's go ahead, we can start to adhere things. So we'll start with our embossed piece here. And because it's got texture, we want lots of adhesive. And also because it covers the whole card front here. Now sometimes when I do that with my embossing folder, when I run my seal on it, I get the gunk. So I gotta clear the gunk out. Let me just stick it on the back of the layer. It's the extra adhesive, right? Makes all the difference. Okay, I line that up on the left here with my score line. And then just go ahead and push that down and we can fold and burnish. And when I do have that embossed piece cover the whole front, I like to burnish on the back. Just, I don't know, sometimes I feel like I could smush it. I probably won't, but you might smush it. All right, and then we will add some adhesive to our DSP. And again, just with a little bit of warping, which is natural with heat embossing. I have seal on my fingers still. I like to add a little bit of extra adhesive, and then we'll just mat this on the white. And just eyeball it before you commit, because again, with that warping, it's a little bit deceptive, right? And then I just flip that over. Isn't that so pretty? Oh, I love it. I love it. Yeah. Hello everyone. I know. Lori, to me it's different. Yeah. Lori said it's no different than disliking fussy cutting. I guess there are people who really like fussy cutting, and I really do not like fussy cutting. All right, so anytime I have that heat embossed, I just am in the habit of flipping it over. And then we're gonna take our cute little car here. And again, if you want to do an adhesive sheet, you could do that. But I'll just add some liquid glue on the bottom and the top because we've got that hollow center here. And that's good enough. And then this does not perfectly overlap these cars, but it's pretty darn close. So I'll just go ahead and fit that. It's a little bit bigger. The die cut piece is a little bit bigger than the stamped piece. Okay, so we've just added that. I just thought it was a fun little color to add on. And then we're going to grab some dimensionals. And let me double check. Yeah, this side, where we've got our sentiment here. And you can see I'm not really putting any on the other side because it's going to get cut off. So this is what I mean. I melted mine a little, so you can see how it's a little splotchy, but it's okay. I don't mind it. But that's how you know you're melting it, is if it gets a little splotchy. Okay? It also could be like it didn't have as much coverage. Okay, so there's that. And then I'm just going to use my snips. And we can just trim off the excess. Isn't that cute? You could save this for something, like put it on the inside of the card on the bottom or something. That would be fun. Just saying. All right, and then I'm going to use the Moody palette dots. Now, I know these were out of stock last week, and I completely forgot. I was going to check beforehand if they were back in stock yet. So I'm not sure if they are, but they were supposed to come back this week. So no, I do not have an Etsy shop. So we are going to use some of these beautiful Secret Sea ones. I put a new putty tip on my take your pick tool, so I gotta release some here. Okay, we've got a big and a little, and I just put them up by the sentiment. And that is card number 2. Isn't that one so fun too? So not overly difficult, but a wow card still. I love it. All right. And we will go on to our last card here, our beautiful one. This one, again, I cased from Erica Serwin. And I just loved it. I loved everything about it. I loved all the pinks because we've got our blues, right? So we need some pink. All right, so let's go ahead and take a look here. We've got a bubble bath card base, pinks and purples. What do I do with the cards I make? I mail them. I mail Or I will do, sometimes if I do like an ordering special, I'll give them out, but for the most part, I mail them all. All right, so this piece here, we've got a piece of the Beach Boardwalk DSP. And then we've got a basic white piece that we'll do some stamping on. You'll have a Blackberry Bliss banner that's die cut for you with the stylish shapes dies. You'll have some Petunia Popped to die cut. I call it like the marquee arrow, or I don't know, it reminds me of a marquee a little bit. Let me do the back of my hand. You can see it. But anyway, Petunia Pop to cut that out. By the way, Petunia Pop's retiring. I'm really sad. So if you like Petunia Pop and you don't have enough of it, get it now. All right, Berry Burst. You'll have some Berry Burst to die cut your palm trees. And then you'll have some Bubble Bath to die cut out a palm tree as well. And you can choose if you want to do a big or a little. So this card I did little. This card I'm going to do big. Okay, let's start with stamping. We've got one more thing to heat emboss, so let's go ahead and just do it. And we're going to just use that embossing buddy here on that. I have seal on my hands. Okay, we're going to use it on that Blackberry Bliss. Grab our Versamark here and our Celebrate stamp. See, aren't all of these just perfect for a birthday card? I think so. All right, and I like to rock mine a little bit just to make sure I get full coverage. I need to like wash my hands off. At least it's not as bad as liquid glue. Yep, I said it. I said it. Team seal all day, every day. Okay, we've got our white powder again. Let me start my heat tool. And we are going to add our powder. Now this is, if you want to, you can use a tweezers to hold, because your heat tool gets hot. I'm not gonna lie, it gets hot, okay? So if you want to use a tweezers, do that. I'm gonna just go for it and heat up half at a time. But you can see here, I've got those specks on the side, so I'm just gonna use my finger because it's an easy enough spot to get to, and just wipe those off, okay? All right, then we close this so we don't make a mess. And away we go. While I do personally plan to put that happy birthday sentiment on the inside later, you could use this card for so many different occasions because it does say celebrate. So new job, any sort of congratulations, birthday, I mean anything, right? Any sort of good news would be great for this card. Okay, so we've got celebrate, and I love the font. It's so fun. I just like the scripty. And then we're gonna grab our messy scrap paper. Let's go ahead and open it. Dun, dun, dun. Yikes, don't look at that. This was, I think, part of the virtual card retreat. Something happened there. I don't remember exactly what, but something happened there. Okay, let's go ahead and we're going to grab our Blackberry Bliss ink pad, and we're going to grab our palm trees. Now, we did stamp our palm trees in the first card, and I intentionally started with that card because they were done in Coastal Cabana, which is light, where Blackberry Bliss is very dark. But I am still going to clean them. You probably don't run the risk of your Coastal Cabana ink getting into Blackberry Bliss, but you do run the risk of the Blackberry Bliss getting into the Coastal Cabana. So, okay, then we're going to go ahead. We're just going to stamp. Let me pull this out so you can see it. We're going to stamp one of each of our trees here. So I've got the biggest one. I usually like to start with the biggest one, and that's going to stamp right about here. Okay, and then we've got our medium. And that's going to go right about here. And I've got my messy scrap paper in case I go off the page a little bit. We've got our baby tree, which can go right about there. Okay, now they look a little floaty right now, but don't worry. We're not done with them yet. Okay, and then what we're going to do, we're going to protect this. So put it back under, protect our stuff. I want to do some splattering on this. So that's why I've got my messy scrap paper fully expanded. I've got my bone folder. You can see the markings from previous splatterings because it goes everywhere. So that's why I've got this. And then I've got my Blackberry Bliss. This is the dark Blackberry Bliss blend. I am going to uncap the brush tip. If you would like to, you can flick with the cap. I don't personally like to do that. I just like to shake it a little. And then I like to just hit it against my bone folder. Because if you want to color with that brush tip, you don't want it to be frayed, right? And if you hit it against the cap, it's going to get frayed. But look at that. It's totally normal. All right, so we've got that. Beautiful. Speckly. Add as few or as many as you'd like. Move this off to the side and we can go ahead and start assembling. So let's grab our DSP and our seal. I love this side too. It's pretty. This whole paper pack is just gorgeous. I think I have ordered like 3 packs of it already because there are certain patterns I'm running out of. All right, go ahead and burnish. And then we are going to take our basic white piece. Now you can decide if you want to adhere stuff to it first or adhere this to the card and then adhere stuff to it. But I'm going to go ahead and just adhere stuff to this before it gets adhered to the card. So I'm going to start with my big berry burst tree, or my tallest one, and add just some liquid glue here. Who knew I would use so much liquid glue in one video? Crazy. And then we'll go ahead and adhere this. So you can see the difference, right, between the stamped one and the die cut one. And then we'll grab our bubble bath. And this one's going to go kind of in this opening area. And I'll put it down a little bit lower, even though that trunk is a little bit longer since I used the big one. Okay, and then we'll grab our little baby tree. He's so little. And we will attach this guy over here. And I'm going to have him peek off to the left a little because I like the look of that. Okay, leave this around, but I'm going to wait to do those pieces. We can go ahead and add some dimensionals to the back of our basic white piece. Okay, let's do 8 today. We're feeling awesome. How many cards do I make for each set? I don't really have like a rule on that, I guess. I don't know how to answer that because I don't have like a hard and fast rule. For like this particular week, I guess, I've made several cards with this set, but for this week, the 3 cards I'm showing, I have made each card 3 times by the time my live is done. Okay, so let's go ahead and adhere this, and I am putting it on the right-hand side, and I'm making sure I have an equal margin on the top, bottom, and side. Okay, and then we'll take our little petunia pop arrow here. I love this. I think it's such a fun die because it does remind me of like the arrows, like, you know, buy your tickets here or whatever. And then this is going to go kind of slanted down. So right now it looks like a little bit funny in where it's placed, but once we get that sentiment on in our bow, it's going to look good. So let's grab more dimensionals for our sentiment. Okay, and I'm just going to split center with these. And we'll adhere this right about here, and it's up to you. You can make it a little angled, but I think I'm going to keep mine straight for this card, right about there. And then we've got our beautiful bubble bath faux linen ribbon. No worries. Yeah, you can ask questions. I'm always open to answer questions. I just don't always have an answer. All right, we are going to tie a bow with this beautiful ribbon. So this is actually part of the Valentine's suite, and I love it for so much more than Valentine's. It's a beautiful spring color, a beautiful summer color. Okay, so just make that bow as big or as little as you like it. And then I'll just trim the tails. And we will grab our glue dots and stick the knot on the dot. Grab that with our take your pick tool here. And then I'm going to put it down here because this looks a little bit funny to me, like it needs something to finish the grouping. So we're going to stick that right there. Oh, so cute. I love it. Okay, and then we've got the new Sparkle Dot Essentials. I know I say new, but they've been around for like 5 weeks now. Oh my gosh, that's funny. Alicia ran out. Alicia, I think this is my second pack, and it's funny because my dad is my ribbon cutter, and so he actually wrote these on here, and I said, you don't need to do that because I'm good, but for product share, he cut my ribbon, so I had like, I can fit 4 people on a spool, and I had 1 extra person, so luckily I had this one ready to go. But it's a good ribbon. Okay, so Sparkle Dot Essentials, we've got these petunia pop ones here, and I am going to use, we've got a big, a little, and a middle, so we're going to use all 3 of those. You can tell I really like these embellishments. They are sparkly, but not the sparkle that rubs off, right? And they're flatter, so they do not add a lot of bulk. So you can kind of see that See how thin those are? So super awesome. And that is card number 3. What do you think of that? Isn't that fun? Oh, I love it. I don't know why it's not focusing very well, but anywho. All right, let me bring in all 3 cards here. Here are the 3 cards we made tonight. Thank you so much for joining me. I appreciate you coming back each and every week. Oh, my screen looks like it's flickering. Does my video look like it's flickering? I know I do put my dad to work. I do, and he enjoys it. He has some thing he's set up, some mechanism that is set. I'm like, I just need you to cut the spool into quarters. And he's like, no, I'm going to measure this out. I got this thing all set. And I'm like, okay, you do that. So if you get product shares from me and you get the ribbon share, just know those are very lovingly cut for you by my dad, and they're very lovingly packaged by my mom and me. Anywho, all right, if you would like these 3 card kits as oh my gosh, I am tongue-tied now. I'm so glad you guys love the cards. If you would like to receive these card kits, I am happy to send them to you as a thank you gift for placing an order with me this week. Place an order in my online store, shop.stampwithmelissa.com, 1L, 2 S's. You can order anything you want. You can get this bundle, you can get the DSP, you can get something else. I don't know. It's totally up to you. And I do have the supply list linked in the description of this video as well. That is something I've been making sure to add each and every week. And yeah, I'm so excited. Sharon can't wait for her kit. I know, it is so exciting. So I will send you these if you place your order $50 or more before tax and shipping and after applying any Stampin' Rewards and after applying any bonus days coupons if you earn those back in January or the very beginning of February. Make sure your order hits $50 and I will get this sent to you next Tuesday is when they go in the mail. Tuesdays are my mail day. So alrighty, thanks everyone for joining me. We have more fun next week. I don't remember what we're using next week. I know I think we're using Lovely and Beautiful next week, and then we're using Nature Walk the week after that. Oh, my brain. I'm telling you, getting Retreat up and ready to go, all the logistics of that was, it was so much fun, but it took up quite a bit of time. And then tonight we have a meeting, Deborah, Julie, and I, about our crafting cruise in October. So if you're coming on that, just know we are hard at work planning everything. I have a bag sample for the bag we're going to have made for everybody. We've got some gift samples already. We are in the planning stages and it's going to be awesome. So anyway, if you have questions on anything, please feel free to reach out. Otherwise, I will see you next week. Bye for now.